Okay. Um, Welcome to our webinar training on smart manufacturing. We will start with an introduction and go over iOS and Android apps for SCADA systems, WISE configurable Modbus TCP-based automation controllers, getting notifications and alerts from automation systems, machine data acquisition, and intelligent manufacturing. We're also going to be going over IoT Star, a cloud-based IoT management software, and Robert's going to be providing a demonstration at the end of the training. If you're working on any applications you want to go over, please let us know. Also, if you have any questions, please enter them into the chat box and we'll be addressing them at the end of the training. I'm Maria Santella, our sales manager. I've been with ICP USA for 11 years and previously held positions here as application engineer, technical sales engineer, and web developer. I have Robert Murao, one of our senior application engineers here with me. He's been in the company for over 10 years and has extensive experience in the automation industry. We manufacture our products in Taiwan. We can ship within about 7 to 10 days on out-of-stock items, and we can ship the same day on in-stock items, oftentimes depending on how busy our shipping department is. ICP DAS was established in 1993, and ICP DAS USA was launched in 2001. We offer ROHS compliant lead-free products and have our ISO 9001 certification, ensuring we meet product statutory and regulatory requirements. We provide industrial control products and data acquisition system solutions that are low DC voltage and operate in extreme temperatures from -13 Fahrenheit to 167 degrees Fahrenheit or -25 to 75 Celsius. We have a knowledgeable team. We provide free application consultation and product specification. We also provide free technical support. We can help you with questions, setting up equipment, and troubleshooting issues. If you're going to buy a large volume of equipment, we provide configuration services before we ship, making your installations faster and easier. Our products are very reliable and come with a 1-year warranty. We also provide free Easy Data Logger software for data logging, control, and monitoring. It works with most of our data acquisition equipment and can work with other vendors' Modbus devices as long as you have one of ours in the network. Or you can get the advanced license for about $729. Using mobile apps have become part of our everyday life. People use apps for connecting with others, business productivity, scheduling, project management, and more. People have become so accustomed to using apps on their personal devices. Businesses are also integrating current technologies into their processes and workflows. The introduction of apps in the manufacturing sector is nice and easy since most people already use tablets and smartphones on a daily basis. Industrial mobile apps allow for implementing control from any location, real-time and historical production data and trending. You can also see areas for improvement, save time, increase productivity, and save money. Supervisory control and data acquisition, SCADA, is a system of software and hardware elements that allow for controlling industrial processes, monitoring, and gathering of real-time data. SCADA allows you to directly interact with equipment and devices through a graphical user interface. It allows you to record measurements and events into log files for analysis. You can also have different users log into the system with different permissions. You can put gauges on the screen and map them up to temperature or pressure inputs, show tank levels, location of heavy machinery, equipment out in the field, power generated at solar farms, and more. SCADA is widely used in the energy, food, beverage, manufacturing, oil and gas, power, recycling, transportation, water, and wastewater industries. ICP DAS USA offers different apps for SCADA systems. We have ET7000, MQTT, and IAir. Our ET7000 series modules communicate over Modbus TCP and are configurable over a web page. They can be used with standard Ethernet switches, routers, and hubs, and can be networked with standard Ethernet cabling. They support operating temperatures from -25°C to 75°C, which can be extended with conformal coding for $25. They come in a wide range of configurations of analog inputs, analog outputs, digital inputs, and digital outputs. They support I/O pairing, so the inputs on one can be configured to trigger the outputs on another. Our ET7000 app is a Modbus TCP master client tool that allows you to connect to and monitor our Modbus TCP-based ET7000, ET7200, PET7000, and PET7200 series modules. With the ET7000 app, you can see the measurement and status information, set outputs for digital outputs, and set analog output values all through the app. It's very exciting. MQTT stands for Message Queuing Telemetry Transport. And it's a standard messaging protocol for IoT, Internet of Things, and it's ideal for connecting remote devices. It's lightweight. It doesn't use much networking bandwidth. MQTT is a method of machine-to-machine communication that's done through writing and retrieving application-specific messages to and from queues without a private dedicated connection to link them. We offer some lines of environmental monitoring products that log data, communicate over Modbus, and support MQTT protocols. They have relay output alarms that can be triggered based on set levels. Some have touchscreen interfaces where you can see the status of the levels on the screen, or you can see the status on a smartphone app. They monitor temperature, humidity, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, formaldehyde, and total volatile organic compound levels. Our MQTT app is an MQTT client that allows you to connect, subscribe, and publish to an MQTT broker. The DL302 monitors carbon dioxide, temperature, and humidity. The Y7255 is an 8-channel digital input and 8-channel digital output Modbus TCP-based data acquisition module that supports if-then-else type logic rules, and it's configurable over a web browser. It can also send email alarms and has 2 Ethernet ports for easy data chaining and networking. With our MQTT app, you can get the real-time value from our environmental monitoring equipment like DL302, which is a data logger that accurately measures carbon dioxide, temperature, and humidity. You can also get the digital input value from and set the digital output value to the Y7255 module. These are some screenshots of the app interface. It allows you to send and receive MQTT messages to get the status or to trigger the outputs from supported data acquisition modules. The IAir app is a real-time air quality app. It's a remote monitoring app for the different kinds of environmental monitoring I've mentioned, like the carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, temperature, and humidity. The measurement values can be obtained from the environmental monitoring products. And for example, the DL300 series can be added to the monitored list by searching your local area network or by directly inputting its IP address. The monitored list can be arranged to a group. In the group list view, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, temperature, and humidity values of all the devices can be obtained simultaneously. You can use the IAir app to get the real-time carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and temperature of the air where the device is placed. Our WISE data acquisition modules are intelligent I/O modules that have special firmware. It allows them to implement control logic and other functions through configuration through a web page. They're used for monitoring and control, and they can send email alarms out based on conditions, like when a digital input turns on or when an analog input reaches a certain level, so personnel can service equipment or proceed with processes. Our WISE 7000 series are data acquisition modules that have control capabilities. Our WISE 5800 series, configurable data logging controllers, they can hold an I/O expansion board inside, and they can also be used with remote I/O modules and Modbus devices. They have a micro SD card for data logging, which can be accessed over FTP, or it can get emailed back based on a schedule. We also have cellular IoT versions of our WISE products for internet access without an Ethernet-based local area network. WISE supports if-then logic rules. The WISE products check if the set rules are valid, and they determine the execution of actions under specific conditions. They support checking for the digital or analog status and triggering a digital or analog output, for example, based on the input condition. They also support scheduling and timer applications. They're being used, for example, for triggering bells to go off at schools based on class schedules. They can send out email alarms based on conditions and can be used with web cameras and CGI commands. They're being used where cameras are capturing the footage when the door to a clean room is opened. WISE supports email messages and the CGI command sending functions. They also can be added as part of the logic control, so you can send a real-time message based on specific events. WISE supports Modbus TCP protocol for easy integration into SCADA systems, and also works well with other equipment, other Modbus TCP equipment, and you can get real-time data information through a web browser. In this picture here, you can see there's a computer connected to the internet, and the WISE 5800 is also connected to the internet, and it's also networked over RS-485 to some of our I/O modules, which are gathering information like the temperature and the humidity, and it's triggering outputs to turn on equipment based on the information. And there's multiple of these out in the field. So you can send messages based on the logic rules, like I mentioned. And in this application here, you can see it's our cellular-based WISE product here, connected to our Zigbee converter. And then we have the Zigbee, this is the Zigbee coordinator, and then the Zigbee slave module over here connected to some of our RS-485 equipment. This one is their Modbus equipment, M7055. It has digital inputs and digital outputs, communicates over Modbus RTU. And there's a sensor connected that it's a digital input and tells you whether rain's detected, yes or no, on or off. And then it's also controlling an electric retractable curtain. So all the logic rules are remote and stored over here. Technically, it can be anywhere. It's using the cellular network. And then these Zigbee modules are a pair, and they're passing the information. And these can be connected up to 700 meters apart. And so all the logic is running over here in the WISE module. And it's able to send email alarms back to any location based on the information. And it also triggers the electric retractable curtain to be drawn based on when there's rain detected. Global production lines are leading the digital transformation through machine data collection. Managers are closing the gap between actual production line operations and production planning. Machine data acquisitions proving reliability, decreasing errors, reducing costs, and improving data security. OPC UA, Open Platform Communications United Architecture, is a data exchange standard for industrial machine-to-machine communication. It's a cross-platform open source standard for data exchange from data acquisition equipment to cloud applications. Our OPC UA I/O modules are Ethernet I/O modules with a built-in OPC UA server and MQTT client services. They have built-in dual-port Ethernet switches for easy networking. Intelligent manufacturing is a technique that uses big data, modeling, computer controls, and other technologies to increase manufacturing productivity. A technological strategy, it uses web-connected equipment to track manufacturing processes. The objective of intelligent manufacturing is to find ways to automate processes, to use data analytics to boost production. Sensors are embedded in manufacturing equipment during deployments in order to gather information about the machine's performance and operational state. We provide IoT Star. It's software developed by ICB DAS that allows you to manage and control web-based remote monitoring systems in industrial IoT applications. IoT Star can be installed on a private server or on a public IoT cloud system like Amazon AWS. It provides 3 major services for industrial IoT application needs. It provides controller remote access, sensor data collection, and sensor data visualization. It's very easy and flexible to install. It has stress-free network settings. You don't need to do any programming. It's very easy to use. It reduces time and cost of having to go out in the field to do a lot of tasks, since you can do it all remotely. And it's also easy for data storage. This is the IoT Star's architecture. It can work with a database for data storage and querying of information. It can work with SCADA software. It allows for status and management over a web browser. It integrates with data acquisition and control equipment out in the field. Line charts, bar charts, pie charts, gauges, bars, values, clocks, timers, and maps are some of the widgets available for the dashboard for IoT Star. Now I'm going to pass it over to Robert, who's going to be doing a demonstration of IoT Star.
Hello, Maria. Okay, I'm just trying to set up the screen share. Okay, I think you can see my screen now, right, Maria?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our homepage on our website. On our website, we do have a demonstration link to our Taiwan site, which has set up a IoT Star user accessible. So like, if you want to try out the platform before you purchase, you can do that. To access that, you go to our website under software, and it's here under IoT Star Management. You click here and get to the page. At the very far right is the live demo. I'll click on that in a minute, but I actually have it open over here. But I just wanted to show you this page. So Maria showed you this just a second ago. This is the IoT architecture. We're going to be showing you this part up here, which is the IoT dashboard, which allows you to view and create almost like a HMI view of the actual devices and read the IO, create tables and charts, and perform maintenance on the devices to make sure they're working correctly. But we'll work on that. So let me move on to the demo itself. So this is the IoT Star demo that's on Taiwan site. Part of it's in Chinese and some of it needs to be updated, but this will allow you to play with the IoT Star platform before purchasing, and you can get an idea of its functions, features, and how to manage it. So our factory has the devices shown here. Some of them are live, some of them have been removed, it looks like. Offline device, online devices. You can simply click on the device itself to connect to it and it'll log in automatically, and you can perform maintenance, check the channel statuses and whatnot. This is connecting directly to the device. Through the IoT Star platform, you could also create an HMI, but this is if you wanted to manage the device. So the IoT Star is software that's installed on a PC or run through a website. This is actually a view of the product itself, web page itself, which, as you can show, or as you can see, rather, you can see live data happening right here. This is a power meter and our power meter concentrator showing the values of several power meters that Taiwan has connected, and you can see live data. You see the numbers changing occasionally, showing the changes in the data. Going back to the IoT Star platform, let's see, the dashboard service is what most customers will use to create an HMI HMI-like screen where you can see your data happening, create charts, and just get an overall idea of the production or IO statuses. And you can also do some control. From this demo, you are allowed to make modifications to the IoT Star platform. Currently, some of the screens are in Chinese because, of course, it was created by our factory, but you can certainly create your own screen here. Let's just call it, let me call it ICP. Okay, we'll call it test, and we'll just click OK. And when we want to add widgets, we just simply go to the area that we want to do, click the plus sign, and let's just pick a value table. Number of channels can't be less than one, so we want to add some channels. So the device is connected. Let's choose all the analog inputs. And you can also select the device you want to read the data from. This is assuming you already previously created the connection to the devices. We'll skip this part for now, but you can get the idea here where you can add all your devices to connect to our IoT Star software, and you can modify the data. You can modify them or do maintenance on the devices, all in a convenient single place. So from here, like we'll just use this module, select all the AI channels and show the values in the table. And it'll appear in a second. Okay, so you can see one value already there. Want to add something else like, I like barcodes, so we'll do barcode. Again, you want to add your channels so you can see your data. We'll just do the same analog input channels. So channel AI0 should have something. The others look like they have nothing connected. We should see that in a moment. Let's see. My guess is this is the AI0. Click here and edit the properties if we wanted to, or we can change the device. Let's do the line chart. Okay, there. I don't know why it's showing, oh, -32. This is AI0, and this is the other channels at 0. Let's see, you can view real-time data by clicking here and selecting your device. From your device, you can select the channel you want to view or what device is connected. Let's see, some of it's in Chinese, but we'll just, looks like they need to update the firmware on this device. So we can't see the value currently, but once they do update the firmware, then you would be able to see the actual values over there of the analog inputs. For power meters, you can click down here and you can go to the power meter concentrators, and you could see they have several power meters connected. If we wanted to view the data here, it looks like still the firmware issue. I think we can still go here and see the data here, but it looks like they need to update the firmware. Thinking. The demo is in our factory, so it's probably taking a little bit of time to connect. Come on. We'll try something else. But in the idea that you select the device, the appropriate device, you'd be able to see the data here and you know the number of channels. It looks like quite a bit has to be updated. You could view historical data also through these, through this web dashboard. Say, for instance, this module, you could view the digital input status. I don't know if there's anything connected. Let's try to find the analog output, or I'm sorry, analog channels. Okay, let's just see what this is. Coil status, not what I'm looking for, but no data must be offline currently. Okay, the video events. This is, you can view the camera data. It looks like it's a stationary camera pointed at a DL302 at our factory. I'm not sure where that mirror is there, but if it's probably going to be the same picture every time, but we can click on the different days and times and see the events happening. Yeah, looks like nobody touches it, but it's just the same picture. But if you did have something, you know, live connected, you can, what do you call it, trigger it so that it'll record an event, like Maria said, when somebody goes into a clean room, would be a great example to see who it is and, you know, what they're, or who's entering at what time. Let's see the IO channel groups. These are also very useful. You can create your own. So we'll add one. We'll call it ICP us, and we'll just click OK. And we created our group. Now to add channels, we click on the plus sign here. And this would be used, for instance, if you had like a specific machine, like say you had 5 machines on a manufacturing floor and you wanted to read the IO statuses and maybe counts of packages going down the conveyor for each line. You can create a group for each of these conveyor lines and just monitor them separately, or you can create an overall dashboard where you can just see the overall counts, whereas the previous one you can show maintenance data, sensor data, maybe height of packages, average height, you know, maybe weight if you have a load cell connected, that type of data. But you can, you know, adjust to yourself, find out what makes the most sense for you, and just get an idea of how to use this platform. The demo here looks like it needs to be updated a little bit, but it's been up there for about 3 years. Let's see, it's there so that customers can get an idea of how to use the device platform. The IoT dashboard is, you know, more so for maintenance and for creating an overall HMI experience, but you can certainly download the apps that Maria talked about earlier and view the data from your cell phone. But this is more of a dashboard where you can go there and just view all your devices individually, check the configuration, make sure they're all online, make sure that the channels are configured properly. And through most of our devices, through the web interfaces, you can also make sure that the devices are measuring properly. Like for instance, if you had a temperature monitoring device and it was showing some really high value when it should be measuring room temperature, you'll know that the device may be going down, or that the sensor, what do you call it, is what do you call it, in the wrong temperature scale, or maybe it's actually showing data from the wrong device. But you can definitely do all your maintenance and view the data through this, create your own dashboard, which I showed here. And there were actually a few good examples. Let me show you one more. This one just shows, you know, all the different widgets and whatnot, but there was one more that I think I saw. I can't read that, but I think this is, nope, not that one. Must be this one. This one. You just create, you know, your own images and show your application and create your own HMI screen to see the production status in this case. If anyone has any questions, let's see, we can open the mic, or if you have typed them in the chat box, I'll look for them now and see what we have. Let's see, don't see anything in the Q&A box here. Does anyone have any questions through the Zoom portal? You can raise your hand, then we can open the mic for you. Or if you do have a question, you can just type in the chat box now and we'll go ahead and answer those for you.
Or if you have any questions later, you can always email us back. I'm going to send everyone an email after this webinar with my contact information and the slides to today's webinar. And the slides include links to the corresponding sections on our website or for downloading the apps.
Yes, and for our Taiwan site, actually, let me show you that I had this up as well. Let's see, from the Taiwan site under from the home page, you can also get there. This is our factory site by going to products and the IoT Star. You'll get to this page, which has IoT Star. And then from there, the live demo is over here on the far right.
And in the email, I'll send you how to get to this from our website to make it easy.
And we have roughly the same content. So, you know, our website is completely in English and the demo is hosted by our factory. So that's why there's Chinese, but you can certainly create your own dashboards and whatnot in English by just, you know, using the English keyboard like I did.
Well, if there's no questions or anything, thank you so much for attending our webinar, and thank you very much.
Okay, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.